Thank you for joining me for today's practice. We're going to start lying on the mat. So come down onto your back and then bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open wide and rest the hands on the lower belly. If this is an uncomfortable position for any reason, you could have the feet out wide and knees in together, which is quite nice for your lower back. Otherwise, just letting gravity take the legs, close down the eyes. Starting to tune into your breathing. And gently lengthening into the breath. And starting to notice the surfaces of the body that are in contact with the mat. The outsides of the feet, the back of the pelvis, the middle and upper back, and the upper arms, and the back of the head. And with each exhale, imagine that back surface of the body is leaving an imprint underneath you. And that imprint becomes a little bit deeper with each exhale. Just another few breaths here. And then opening the eyes. Bring the knees back up towards the ceiling and then open the feet out as wide as the mat. So really wide, make the outside edges of the feet parallel with the mat. Open the arms out wide, palms facing up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let the legs drop over towards the right and let the head turn to the left. And then inhale back up through center, exhale, dropping them over to the left and looking over towards the right. Inhale through center, exhale to the right. Inhale through center, exhale to the left. And just once again, right and left in your own time. Just very gently starting to mobilize through the hip joints and a little bit through the lower back. And then let's come back over towards the right and we'll stay there for a few breaths. Allow the shoulders to be heavy down to the mat. And allow the legs to be heavy, so feeling the weight of the legs here. And then let's inhale, come back up through center. We'll drop them over to the left-hand side and turning the head to look over towards the right. Nice easy breathing. And then inhale, come back up through center. Bring the feet so they're hip distance apart, a little bit closer in towards the bottom, and take the right foot on top of that left thigh. Thread the right hand through the middle, either holding behind the thigh or if you can, take hold of the outside of that left shin bone. Try to bring the legs in towards you. Flex the right foot. And if you can, keep pressing this right knee away from the right shoulder. And we want to try to find an action here where we're drawing the legs in, but at the same time, the sitting bones aren't just lifting straight off. You want to keep anchoring the sitting bones back down towards the mat. On each exhale, trying to bring the legs in just a tiny little bit closer. Just noticing if any space starts to open up. Take one more inhale. Stay for the exhale. Bring the legs in a little bit more. And then let's release that leg all the way down and swap it over. Right foot down, left foot on top, and thread that left hand through the center and bringing the legs in towards you. And so make sure this right leg is quite relaxed, especially if you've got it behind the thigh. You're not holding that right leg up. So trying to press that left knee away from the left shoulder. Soften the shoulders down. Having a sense of trying to wake up the hips. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, try to bring the legs in a tiny little bit closer. And then let's release both feet down. Extend the left leg away, left leg long, bring the right knee in towards the chest and holding the outside of that right shin. If you can, take hold of the outside of the right foot. So we're taking our half happy baby. And if this is not possible, then you just hold the thigh. Trying to bring that right knee in towards the armpit, left hand comes onto the left hip. If possible, try to line up that right heel over the right knee. Keep actively pressing down underneath the left thigh, down towards the mat. And for some of us, this can be quite intense. Just use your breath. Try to slow it down. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, try to bring that right knee in a little bit closer. And then let's release that right leg all the way down. Flex both feet. So imagine you're standing in Tadasana here on your mat. And then let's swap it over. Bring that left knee in, taking hold of behind the thigh, the ankle, or if you can, the outside of the feet, the foot. Press down through the back of that right thigh, right hand onto the hip, just to remind you to press down. And try to have the right toes pointing up towards the ceiling as well. And steady gaze with the eyes. And it doesn't really matter exactly where you're looking. Just try to keep the eyes steady, and that helps to settle the mind. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, try to bring that left knee in a tiny little bit closer if you can. And then let's release that left leg all the way long. Flex the feet, press the soles of the feet away from you, arms down by your sides, imagining you're in your Tadasana here, lying on your mat. And then let's bring both knees up in towards the chest, hands behind the thighs, rocking yourself up to a seated position and coming over onto all fours. So set up the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and feet hip distance apart. Take this right foot out to the side. Try to line up this right heel with that left knee a little bit further in front, and then press down through the outside edge of that right foot. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, taking an inhale, spiraling through the upper body, and then exhale, bend through that left arm, threading the right arm under, and we'll come back up again. Inhale, reach it up, and then exhale, threading it under. 2 more times, inhale, up, and then exhale. And last time, inhaling, exhale. For this variation, either you could, if it's possible, rest all the way down onto this right shoulder. If it's not, just come back onto the forearm. So the right elbow's underneath the shoulder. And then you could rest down a little bit further. You could wrap this left arm behind you, trying to take hold of the inside of that right thigh if possible, turning the shoulders to the left. Keep pressing down through the outside of the right foot. And take one more inhale. And then exhale, release that left hand. Press yourself up onto all fours, and then from here carry this right leg back so it's level with the torso, flexing the right foot. Imagine you're trying to stand on a wall behind you, and then take that left hand forward, palm of the hand facing in towards the midline, crown of the head reaching forward. Just noticing how the center of the body has to switch on here to help stabilize the torso. Taking one more inhale, and then exhale, bringing the leg and the hand down. And then we'll go to the other side. So take that left foot out to the side, left heel in line with the right knee, pressing down through the outside edge of that left foot. Take that left arm up, inhaling, and then exhale, bending through that right elbow to thread the left hand under. And again, inhale, and exhale. Inhaling and exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. So it's an option here to either lay all the way down if that's available for you. Otherwise, come down onto that left forearm, left elbow underneath the shoulder. And you could just stay here. We could wrap that right arm behind. Try to take hold of the inside of that left thigh if it's possible. And keep turning the shoulders to the right. Easy breath here. Press down through the outside edge of that left foot. Trying to relax the shoulders. And then release that back hand. Make your way back onto the hands and then take this left leg back behind you, flexing that left foot. Make sure that you rotate it back to your parallel position. So the left little toe is pointing down towards the mat. And then take that right arm forward, palm of the hand facing in towards the midline. Try to lift the front of the body towards the back of the body. We're trying to avoid overarching in the lower back. Open breath. And take one more inhale. And then exhale, release the leg and the hand down. Tucking the toes under, take the hands about 2 inches away and then coming into your down facing dog. So first down facing dog, if you would like to pedal out through the feet or take some rises, feel free to go for that. And then settling back into stillness when you're ready. Spreading into the fingers. Try to lengthen through both sides of the waist. And then starting to walk the feet forward up towards the hands. Knees soft, relax the head, and let's take a spinal roll to come up to standing. And coming all the way up. And then let's bring the feet together, coming into your Tadasana, heels together, arms down by your side, just lengthening down through the fingertips. Ground down through the feet, and start to draw the energy up the legs, reaching up and out through the crown of the head. Let's take an inhale, turn the palms to face forward, reach the arms up, press down through the feet. As you lengthen up, your eyes might lift to look at the thumbs, and then exhale, keep lifting through the belly as you fold forward into your Uttanasana. Relax the head down, and bring the hands to where you can. If you need to keep your knees bent, then feel free. Place the hands down, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale into your halfway lift. Hands can stay down or they can come to the shin bones. And then exhale, fold down. Bend through the knees, step back into your plank position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, pressing back through the heels, crown of the head reaching forward. Take an inhale. Let's take a modified Chaturanga for this first one. Come down to the knees, bend through those elbows, just halfway down, and then release all the way down. Release through the belly. Draw the hands back so the hands are in line with the elbows, squeezing the elbows in. And then let's take an inhale into your baby cobra. Keep reaching the tailbone in between the feet and try to lift the kneecaps off the mat. Taking one more inhale, lift up a little bit high if you can, and then exhale, release it down, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, press back, down facing dog. And take 3 breaths here. Pressing down through the inside edges of the hands, and then draw the energy up the arms, and try to draw the quadriceps up. Take one more inhale. Exhale to soften through the knees. Looking forward towards the hands. You can either step or hop forward in between the hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way back up. Palms of the hands come together. And then exhale, release back into your Tadasana. And let's go again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bending the knees, either step or jump back into your plank position. If you feel ready to go for your full Chaturanga variation, you can go for that here, but remember you can always come back down to the knees. Take an inhale, lift through the belly. Exhale, straight line as you lower down. Press through the feet. Inhale into your up facing dog. Try to lift through the belly, shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale back. Down facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Steady gaze with the eyes. Can you have a sense of trying to hug the upper outer arms in towards the side of the head, but then at the same time try to relax the muscles at the base of the neck. And press into the knuckles of the hands. Take one more inhale, exhale, soften through the knees, looking forward towards the hands and either step or hop forward in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, coming back up, Urdhva, and then exhale, back to your Tadasana. Let's go one more time like that. Inhaling. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, step or hop back into your plank position. Keep lowering down, Chaturanga. Press through the feet. Inhale, up face dog. Try to have the feet parallel behind you. They tend to turn in. And then exhale back, down facing dog. 3 breaths. Steady the gaze. So somewhere in between the feet. Keep drawing the energy up the arms. Take one more inhale. Exhale, soften through the knees. Look forward towards the hands. Step or hop. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhaling up, palms of hands together, and releasing down into your Tadasana. Bend through the knees, inhaling Utkatasana. Arms can stay shoulder distance apart, or if you like to have your palms of hands together, do that, but feel free to keep open through the shoulders. Try to sit down a little bit deeper and shift the weight slightly back into the heels. And eyes can just look straight ahead. Don't worry too much about looking up in between the hands. Take one more inhale, scoop up through the belly, lift through the sternum. Exhale, sit down a little bit deeper. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lifting up through the belly, lift through the sternum. Exhale, sit down a little bit deeper. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Relax the head. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, bend through the knees, step or jump back to your plank. Keep lowering down, Chaturanga. Inhale into your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale that right leg up into your 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the center of the chest, step it as far forward as you can. Place that left heel down, and let's open out to our warrior 2. Shoulders over the hips, lengthening out through the fingertips. Keep pressing down through the outside edge of that left foot, and keep bending to that front leg. Nice, easy breath. And taking one more inhale here, and then exhale, cartwheel the hands down, stepping back into your plank. Option to keep that right leg off as you lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale that left leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, stepping it forward in between the hands. Plant the right heel down, coming into your warrior 2. Shoulders over the hips, right toes pointing out to the side rather than being too far forward. And if you can, keep bending to that front leg. And try to gather the breath. So using the breath to meet the sensation that's coming up in the body. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Take this left leg back, option to keep it off as you lower down into your Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Gently drawing both sides of the waist in. Looking forward towards the hands. Bring the hands a little bit closer together. Step the right foot forward to the outside of the right hand, and then the left foot forward. Coming all the way down into your deep squat. Bring the palms of the hands together. If this isn't available for any reason, you could take a seat or you could sit on a block. So you could work with this variation here. And let's hold it here. Trying to squeeze in through the inner thighs, but then press out through the upper arms. Let the gaze drop down towards the fingertips, but at the same time, try not to let the head drop down. So energy up through the crown of the head. And this is one of my very favorite poses. It's working through every joint in the body. Beautiful decompression of the lower back. Let's take the right upper arm a little bit further underneath that right thigh and place the right hand down, and then take that left arm up towards the ceiling, turning the head to look up towards the left. If it's available for you, wrap this right arm behind the leg and take hold of the left fingertips or even the left wrist. So just whatever's available, and then continue that twist to the left with the shoulders. Keep the breath open. And then let's release. We'll go straight to the other side, hooking that upper left arm underneath the leg, and then taking that right arm up towards the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And then wrapping that left arm underneath and taking the right hand back and either holding the wrists or the fingertips, and keep turning the shoulders to the right. And let's release. And use your hands to come all the way to a seated position. It's quite warm where I am today, so I'm a bit sweaty. Let's take the legs forward. Flex through the feet. Let's take Tadasana to begin with. So press down through the palms of the hands, press down through the backs of the legs. If this is one of those poses that you find really difficult, you might sit up on a blanket or something like that to give you a bit more support and length through the lower back. Keep actively pressing down through the palms of the hands to open up through the collarbones. And then as you press down, a little bit of a tuck of the chin inwards, just to keep the back of the neck long. Keep actively pressing down through the palms. And then release those hands. Take the right foot on top of the left thigh, and then bend the left knee up. I'm trying to press that right knee behind you. Take the hands behind you onto the fingertips. So we're still keeping open through the collarbones and long through the lower back. And you might choose to stay here if you want to keep going. Let's take this right foot into the forearm, all the way to the nook of the elbow, wrapping that right arm behind, and then take that left leg long, pressing down through the back of the left thigh. Try to keep that left foot parallel, so toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Trying to lift this right foot up towards the left shoulder, hugging the leg in, but try not to collapse through the lower back. So keep shifting the weight forward as much as you can. Soften through the shoulders. And then we're going to take a transition, but let's all come back to this first position. So coming back here, and then take the hold of the outside edge of that right foot. If you need to keep this left leg bent, do. Otherwise, straining that left leg as we take that right leg out in front of you. You can lower it down if you need to. You could use a strap here as well. Try to drop that left shoulder and then take that right arm out to the side, turning the head to look towards the right. And it's the same thing here. Try not to tilt back, trying to keep that weight forward. Stay active through both legs. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, releasing it back to center. Release that right leg down. And then let's swap it over. Bring that left foot on top of the right thigh. Start by bending the right leg, hands behind you, onto the fingertips. Trying to drop that left knee away from the left shoulder. So similar to that pose that we started with at the beginning of the class. And then those of you that want to take it a little bit further, straightening that right leg, taking that left foot in towards the forearm, wrapping the left arm around, cradling this left leg, trying to bring it in towards you. You can set your gaze towards the right big toe. Soften the shoulders. And really direct your mind and your breath into that left hip. Take one more inhale. And everyone coming back to this first position, dropping that left ankle onto the right thigh. Take hold of the outside of the left foot and then starting to take that left leg out in front of you. And if you can straighten that right leg, go for that. And then from here, opening that left arm out to the side, relax both shoulders away from the ears and keep dropping that right shoulder away in particular. Shift the weight forward. If you've got space, you're trying to lift that left leg up. Take one more full breath. Stay for the exhale. See if there's any more twist through the upper body. And then let's inhale, come back through center. Release that left leg all the way down. Bring the hands about a forearm's distance behind you. So two options here. You can either bend your knees, have the feet hip distance apart, lift the hips up, and then let the head drop back. If you want to go for your full Tadasana variation, point through the feet, legs straight, lifting the hips up, try to press down through the feet, and then if it's okay on your neck, you're letting the head drop back. 5 breaths. Keep lifting the hips up. Keep pressing down through the hands. For 3, for 2, and then lift the head back up, lower the hips back down. Nice. And then let's take a forward fold here. So reach the arms up, inhaling, exhale, coming all the way forward. You can take hold of the shin bones, ankles, or the outside of the feet. Relaxing the head down towards the shins. But think more about the belly coming down towards the thighs rather than really pulling the head down towards the shin bones. And you could be quite upright if the forward folds don't feel good for your back. It's better to try to straighten the legs rather than come forward and have to bend the legs. Or you could use a strap if you've got a strap. And allow the breath to slow down here. Noticing if any space starts to open up, particularly on that exhale. And then let's inhale, come back upright, arms up at shoulder height, and continue rolling all the way down onto your back. And trying to come down one vertebra at a time, relaxing the head down. And before we finish, we'll take a twist. So take the legs to your 90-degree angle, arms up at shoulder height, dropping the legs over towards the right. And palms can face up. Try to have that left shoulder planted down, and then turn the head to look over the left shoulder. Feeling free to close the eyes here. Starting to give into gravity. And let's inhale the legs back up through center and dropping them to the other side. Allowing that right shoulder to be heavy and turning the head to look to the right, and eyes can stay closed. And then let's come back up through center and then getting ready for Shavasana. And take the legs long, arms by your side. Just make sure you feel comfortable. You could have the arms by your side. If you prefer to have the hands on the lower belly, or one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, feel free to take that variation. And come back to that beginning image that we were working with when we were lying in Supta Baddha Konasana, and imagining the back surfaces of the body imprinting themselves underneath you, and that imprint becoming a bit deeper with each exhale. Feeling the entire body soften with each exhale. And allowing yourself to come to complete rest for the next few minutes. And feel free to stay lying here for as long as you need to. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.